Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program for my daily dose of Kerbal. So after our successful Duna landing, it took us, when did I start? 60. It was 260 days upon our arrival, so 32 days later, the ship is now completely full. All of its fuel tanks have been filled, its monopropellant tank has been filled, and I also filled up its ore tanks, just in case, along the road we end up needing to manufacture, refine some more fuel. So we're completely ready. The question now is 3,375 units of fuel enough to get us back home to Kerbin? Pro arguments. Duna is smaller. It's got a gravity that's a bit less harsh and an atmosphere that's also far more thin. Shouldn't pose nearly as much of an obstacle to us as the atmosphere on Kerbin does. Downsides, I am going to be flying with a rocket that is half the size of the rocket that we started with, and also has a fraction of the amount of fuel that was carrying. And I need to use the fuel on this ship to travel not just into orbit, but all the way back to Kerbin as well. So, first things first, we're definitely going to have to find a way to get back into orbit. So, when we get into orbit doesn't really matter, so we might as well go ahead and try doing it now. So, considering that, we're basically already prepped for launch, last things that need to be done is merely, retracting these ladders. Every Kerbal has been down at least once. They have taken a little walk on the surface. And so let's see, we're facing north, which means we're going to want to be orbiting to our right, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so quick save, last time. Let's see if this baby will fly. So far, so good. Very early gravity turn. Managing to do this currently at half throttle. Okay. Basically, if the rocket can get into orbit, I will be pleased. Just get us into orbit. That's all I ask. Come on, baby. Come on. You can do this. I have faith in you. Also, we are apparently flying in the wrong direction. So, I am actually going to reload this. Please don't freeze. Okay. I don't know why I got... Of course I did this, because it's the nav ball thing again. North is behind me, it's not in front of me. Ugh. Alright, let's try this again. The reason it matters is because... Well, it does. It definitely matters. Look how much easier the prograde vector follows me now. It's like a slingshot, right? If you're flying in the direction that the planet is spinning, then your speed is added on to the rotation of the planet. It's also why space programs try to launch their spacecraft as close to the equator as possible. It's the reason that the launch center for the American spacecrafts during the space race was in Houston, Texas, because that's about as close to the equator as you can get in the United States. Like, the speed of the Earth's rotation is 0 at the North Pole, right? So that's basically why we want to be moving in the direction. We want our speed to be added to the planet's rotation and not subtracted from it. Alright. Just orbit. Please just get us into orbit, that's all I ask. I'm looking at our fuel and how fast we're losing it. Okay, I'm gonna have, let's set us prograde, see how we're doing. Alright, it's definitely better. Gotta remember that we've got about 300 units of fuel that I can add on to this by, maybe like 150, I can't remember. I think it's 150. So we can get a little bit of extra fuel if we need it. We're speeding up nicely. I forgot that I found the option in the menu to have the nav ball pop up automatically when I'm in the map mode. Okay, we're going just a little bit too flat now. We want to get our apoapsis out. We're speeding up nicely, and it looks like we should be able to get into orbit. Even if we don't get into orbit on this try, I feel like it's mostly just my piloting that's wrong and not the spacecraft. So we may end up having to perform a complete refueling mission for the ship. Might end up happening. But we're actually going at a decent speed right now. Yeah, as soon as we get up to like around 70 kilometers, that's probably going to be where I'm going to cut it. Yeah. Like right there. We should be able to orbit with a prograde burn up there. In fact, I actually might as well just kind of keep speeding up as we approach it. Just at a nice, slow pace. Orbit's not equatorial, not even close, but that's fine. Alright, just speed us up there. Please. Alright. Now, put your back into it. Yeah, look at that. That line's expanding very nicely. Yeah, we're gonna orbit the planet, no problem. I feel like I might have been able to do a little bit better if I had a bit more fuel. I mean, if I piloted a bit better, then I wouldn't have used up this much fuel. Periapsis above 60. That'll do. Alright. Now, before we take off into space, I'm gonna take care of some business here. And let's convert what we have left of ore into liquid fuel. Let's also make sure that we don't run out of power in the meantime. Kind of flip us like that. There we go. Make sure that we're getting the most out of our solar panels. Okay, now let's see how much ore that gives us. How much fuel that gives us. We're starting out at 1100. I'm speeding up now. Gone behind the planet, so yeah, we're okay. Can stop now. Okay. Flip around to the other side. Excuse me. Okay, so we started at 1100 and we now have, so it was almost 300 units of fuel from 300 units of ore. That's good to know. I think, I seem to remember like having more experienced engineers makes the conversion rate better. So maybe because our engineer here is only 1 star, it might have had an effect on that. Anyway, let's close everything. I've started using control groups. It also apparently toggled the drill, which doesn't really do anything out here, so let's just pull that back in. Okay, so we got a little bit of extra fuel from that. Was it worth carrying all that weight all the way up here? Probably not. Like, we might have been able to spare more fuel by just not having that much weight on the ship. But that's fine. We're experimenting here. So now the next thing that we have to do, first of all, is... I'm not sure if I want a quick save here because I might actually want to do the piloting again, but we're in a stable orbit. This is fine. I'll just... We are in a stable orbit, right? We don't... Our orbit doesn't decay if I go into here. Let me just check that. We should be above the atmosphere. Yeah, nothing's happening to our orbit, so we're fine. Now, no, we gotta zoom out, and I'm probably gonna have to go back to the tracking station to perform this time speeding up. Or actually, by an amazing stroke of luck, I think we happen to be in the exact right spot to launch back home. Let's check this out. We want to be launching from the inside. So let's add a maneuver here. There we go. See what happens. Set Kerbin as our target. Set as target. Let's see if we can get there. Why? Something's wrong. Something is very wrong. What's wrong? Why is nothing happening? Oh, darn it. Okay. It's fine. We'll just wait a bit for Ike to get out of the way. Oh, my goodness. Ugh. Yeah, Ike is really screwing us right now. Okay, this is taking way too long. Let's go to the tracking station. And our view back on the Ascension. That's what I named the ship, by the way. Okay. There. Ike should now be out of the way. Now let's see if we can make the flight home. Okay, so once again, we want to be accelerating from the inner side of the planet. We're still caught in Ike's gravitational... Gosh darn it. Where's our... I can't see our projected course. Like, how bad is it? It's actually not that. I don't understand. What's wrong? Oh, there we go. Now I see it. It's weird. Okay. Did I get this like very wrong here? Because that's not even close. I seem to remember this being the right angle. Okay, back to the tracking station again, and I'm actually going to bring up my charts here. Okay, we're headed from Duna to Kerbin. Yes, I actually got it mixed up. I actually got it completely mixed up. I got it the exact other way around. They're supposed to be in the opposite order. Duna's supposed to be here, Kerbin's supposed to be here, so. Gonna have to wait. Long since past start, they still left the maneuver node there. That's, yeah. Why can't I speed up any faster than this? Come on. I just want to land. Come on. Halfway there. Ugh. For crying out loud. Almost there. Almost there. Actually really are almost there this time, so I gotta start paying attention. All these question marks, and let me just get rid of those. There we go. Forgetting I can do that. Okay, about now-ish. There. Looks about right. Yeah. Yeah. A bit more. Just a bit more. There. That looks about right. Okay, back to our ship. Now that I think about it, is probably, oh, it's not out of power somehow. Okay. Now let's plot our course. So if we fly from, according to the chart I'm looking at, it says we have to go from around here. Thank goodness Ike is not in the way this time. Alright, target is still set, luckily, and let's see how we do. Oh, there we go. There we go. So it's going to take us about 650 meters per second of delta V to get to a 53 million meter periapsis. Can I do better than that? I feel like I can do better than that. Although once again, yeah, there we go, 36. That's fine. This is something that we can easily correct with, you know, the thing. And this time, you know, just landing the rocket is enough. I don't actually have to land it on its legs this time. Just putting it down on Kerbin should be more than enough for us. So, okay, let's wait for our node. I'm gonna accelerate and decelerate rapidly to see what our estimated burn is. It's going to be around 2 minutes. We're going to warp ahead to 2 minutes. T-2. More like around T-3. 3, 2. Okay, there we go. We are at our maneuver node. I'm going to quick save in case this turns out to be another colossal disaster and we have a crew stranded out in space. Oh, it's actually not going to take that long at all. Really? 4 seconds? Really? Alright. That doesn't sound realistic at all, but yeah, it's more like what I thought. No! Go away, sticky keys. Really? That easy? Oh, we're gonna get home in a pinch then. that's the case. Although we are dangerously low on fuel. Again, though, using our usual method should work out just fine. Space travel has gotten a lot easier for me recently. Like, our success here on Duna is making me very optimistic for exploring other planets. Like, if I can do it this easily. Getting that close to them. Alright, keep an eye on periapsis. I'm actually going to get rid of this right now so it's not clogging up my view. Okay, here we go. Getting very close now. I'm going to slow down our burn. I missed it. Okay, so let's activate our RCS. I'm going to slow us down a bit. Using the RCS thrusters, yes. I know. It is actually decreasing the separation, so it's working. It's doing it pretty slowly, obviously, but it is working. Come on. I just don't want to have to flip the rocket all the way over to retrograde and burn more fuel. There we go. Okay, we got a periapsis. It's 83 million. See if I can get any better. No, come to think of it, I might not even actually have to perform a course correction. Maybe I can just go over... Oh, darn it. I flipped past it. Okay. Kerbal. There we go. Yeah, look, I can probably just adjust my course from here. Or not. Well, I can at least bring it closer, I guess. Yeah, this is changing it only very slightly. So using the RCS at, you know, halfway around is actually probably going to be a better thing for us to do. Anyway, we have a course. Let's start flying. Oh crap. Okay, we got a power problem now, so I'm gonna extend our solar panels. What's burning power? Did I not shut this down? No, I shut it down. It's probably just the SAS. No. Alright, that should take care of that problem. Let's keep flying. Can switch the focus back to the... Actually, we're going to need it on... Let's just keep it on the Ascension for now. Okay, we're going to want to perform our course correction around here. And this is actually even going to count as recovering a vessel from orbit from the surface of Duna. In fact, before I do my course correction, I might actually pop into back to the KSP and KSC, sorry, the Kerbal Space Center, and see if I can't pick up a contract to do that. There. This is the ideal spot for the course correction. So let's quickly jump back to the Space Center. See if I can't get a contract to bring a vessel back from the surface of Duna, because that would be very easy for me right now. Still got those. Nope, it's Ike. Bring a vessel back from Kerbin from the surface of Ike. Okay. Well. Still didn't jump over to the next reputation section yet. So, never mind. Let's just go back to our ship and complete the landing. Provided, of course, that we don't, you know, crash or burn up an atmosphere or a number of other terrible things occur. So, let's flip our focus back to Kerbin. Start using monopropellant thrusters again to... Okay, our focus right now is the Ascension, but... Sun, Moho, Eve, Gilly, Kerbin. Alright. Now, let's see what we can do here. RCS is on. It is on. It doesn't do anything unless I have the map screen up. Okay. This looks like it's going to require some effort here. It's alright though. We want to be approaching Kerbin from this side. It's alright. We got plenty of monopropellant fuel. Look at how slowly we're using it, and I've got the key held down right now. We're coming closer. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to just try and straight up land her there. Parachutes alone I don't think are going to be enough to slow down the spaceship, you know, well enough to land it. Got to keep that in mind too. Almost there. Yes, takes a little bit more effort than it did on Duna. But it's working. We're getting nice and close. I need to start using more powerful monopropellant engines. Correcting my course. It's so exciting to do. Getting there. We is getting there. Very close orbit now. All right. Practically a hop, jump, and a skip away. Whoop, there we go. Look at that. It's like we're in orbit already. Okay. So, once again, I am going to quick save at this point, now that we have this core. Should I? I probably should. This was a lot of effort. Orbiting shouldn't be that difficult from here. Just gonna quick save it. And then I'm gonna try and do what we did last time. I'm gonna bring it in to around... It's too much. Yeah, like 40,000. 40,000 should be good. That should, you know, slow us down well enough. Getting into orbit at this point, you know, look at that. Look at that angle. Should be very easy to close that in. Just we got very little fuel left, so we got to be careful. All right. So now with that out of the way, let's continue the rest of the flight. We're also approaching Kerbin on the opposite side. We could have met it here if I had been a little more, you know. So this has basically been a 3-year mission. All right. Coming in. And we're not going to bump into the moon or Minmus or anything. That's like a miracle. Okay, here we go. We have entered the influence of Kerbin. Let's get a glorious view of our planet back there. We've got Minmus, should be somewhere around here. Oh no, it's actually It's actually down that way somewhere. Is it visible? It's probably not visible. It's fine. The moon's over there. We're coming in. Should probably flip ourselves over to retrograde at this point. Get ourselves oriented for our burn a little early. And then at this point, I think it's also safe to stow away the solar panels. Overall, you know, even before actually making it back, I can say that I am very pleased with how this flight turned out. Landing was a bit of a, you know, that was a tough one, but you should be able to perfect it a little bit more in the future. Looks like we're going to be coming in on the dark side this time. Unless I can do that same little orbital trick that I did the first time. Or actually not. Oh, there we go, okay. I was going to say we're not going as fast as I thought we would be, but yeah, we are. We're going pretty fast. At any rate, what should happen right now is that we should just make kind of a little bend around it. And I don't think that being at 40,000 meters should be enough to actually stop us and bring us into, you know, complete suborbital trajectory, but they should at least fling us into orbit without me having to use the engines. If it doesn't, I am more than happy to use them anywhere. We're coming in at 3,650 meters per second. That's faster, I think, than I've ever been in Kerbin's atmosphere. That is making me a bit nervous. But looking at the... Alright. I guess, well, we kind of just put... Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, God. Yep. There's a danger of the engine overheating here. Maybe if I activate my coolant system, let's see if that helps. Not really. Oh yeah, it does. Not in the way we expected though. We lost the radiator. I mean the drill. Basically, most of the external parts that are outside of the fairing are blowing up right now, but no biggie. $50,000 was actually probably more of an acceptable altitude. But it's actually just fine. Those explosions sound very scary, but really all we lost were the things on the external fairing, the radiator and the solar panels, and we shouldn't need those anyway. We can turn the RCS off, doesn't really matter at this point. We're just going to kind of let the atmosphere slow us down a bit more. It's not like the heat is causing us any problems. Engine got a little close to overheating a while ago, but yeah, we're fine. Look, we even got ourselves into orbit, and I didn't even have to use the engines. I did, but I didn't have to. Alright. So let's just kind of speed this up. Complete a circle. And then see what I can't do about landing us. Actually, are the parachutes still... Yeah, the parachutes are still there. That would have been a problem. If the parachutes had burned up, then we would have been in trouble. Got the focus back on our ship. I might actually just let it do another lap. That might be the wise thing to do here, is just let it circle around again. Save the rocket fuel. We're not coming in nearly as fast this time. This might even give us a good landing trajectory. Like if I can get a periapsis that brings us down over like that landmass on that side, that would be ideal. There we go. All right. Yep, looks like there is a danger of overheating. Shouldn't be a problem. Let's take a look at our trajectory. Apoapsis is coming down. Engine is in danger of overheating. It's actually stable, so it looks like we're fine. Okay, I think this lap is going to pretty much bring down our orbit. See now that we also lost a leg. At this point, we're pretty much out of the... There's the runway. That's the... There's the HQ. I can actually see the runway from here. Alright, we got a pretty good apoapsis. It's probably still going to go down a bit. Alright, that's pretty much all the slowing down power we get from our second lap. If we do a third, that should literally just bring us down. And considering where the KSP is, the KSC, we might even be able to land right there. That'd be cool. Wish I could speed this up a little bit more though, but we're technically still in the atmosphere, so not really. Okay, so this is the final lap. So at this point, basically, if I had been... Maybe that 40,000 meter periapsis on our first approach was a little bit low. If I got that just a bit higher, then I might have been able to... It would have cost us some thruster fuel probably to slow us down, but we wouldn't have lost so many of the things on the exterior of the ship. Not that that's a problem, mind you, it's just, you know, just kind of sucks. Okay, so final lap. All right, speed us up. Yeah, so we're definitely landing at this point. Let's just hope the crew survives. What we really want to survive, obviously, is the crew cabin. Other than that, though, we're going to want the science modules inside the fairing to survive as well in the cargo bay. Okay, so let's see how this works out. Alright, that's tough. That's a toughie. Periapsis is shrinking. Yeah, we're definitely landing now. There's the camera. Camera flipped. We're on a suborbital trajectory now. Basically, yep. Engines are overheating. This is to be expected, but we're slowing down fairly well. Okay, we flipped. I'm going to see if I can bring up the RCS to help with this. Because keeping us oriented to retrograde is actually a necessity at this point. Because we need I need to be able to use those thrusters in case of emergency. Mauber's struggling to get it properly oriented. All we need to do is survive long enough for me to activate the parachutes. I can already feel the burn starting to dissipate. Yeah, there we go. Down to 1,000 meters per second. We're fine. Absolutely fine. Still kind of struggling to try and get it properly oriented. Probably not going to be able to do it. Wonder if I can help out. Not really. Excuse me. Okay, parachutes are deployed. See if we can land on 3 legs. Alright, you can turn the RCS off for now. We're coming down on the desert, in the mountains. Keep the RCS on, I changed my mind, okay? 3 landing gears. Technically 3 is, you know, a lot more stable than 4, but not in that configuration. Here we go. I'm actually going to use the thrusters now to slow us down. Time we actually started using some of that fuel. It's good to know that I can very easily land on foreign planets by doing this. It's going to make sending rovers a lot easier, that's for sure. Alright, parachutes should deploy fully very soon. There we go. Okay, let's see what the parachutes do on their own. Parachutes slow us down to... Yeah, parachutes slow us down very well here. It's again because of the thicker atmosphere. Like maybe if I had added some, like maybe a set of 2 more parachutes, then I wouldn't have had to use the thruster to land on Duna. Anyway, let's just bring her down now. Middle of the desert after a successful return trip from Duna. From one desert to the other. Alright. Set her down nice and gently. Alright, we're coming in. There we go. Touchdown. Of course it was never gonna land stably, especially considering the leg that it was missing happened to be on the exact wrong side. It's okay, we can turn all this stuff off now. We're home. Oh, thank goodness. We can recover the vessel at last. And that pretty much concludes the Duna flight. We've done it. Oh my goodness, what a stressful ride. Real good though. I brought home 2,067 science, which is sweet. Got a bunch of new levels. Gonna have to take a look at some of these. The first thing I wanna see immediately is actually our new level 3, level 4's plant a flag on Duna. So he planted it, took it back up, but that still counts. So that's good. So yeah, that means I believe we now have 2 level 4 Kerbols, Brook and Mauber. Yay! Well done, everybody. So the very last thing that we're going to do, this is actually the first time this is ever going to happen, I think. Although not just yet, apparently. No, okay. But this is, I mean, this is pretty neat. I have almost unlocked everything. For the first time, let's get all these. I am a single technology away from having unlocked everything on the tech tree. That has never happened before. This is going to be a first. And it's not that far away. Like, another landing on Duna would actually bring us enough science. Or even just, you know, transmitting science from one of the facilities that we have working around Duna right now would probably do that. I'll do that off camera anyway. This has gone on long enough. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Very pleased that we finally succeeded in landing on Duna. And, of course, our adventures don't stop there. We're going to have to do a bunch of similar stuff in the future. Our next journey is going to take us to Eve. Till next time, everybody. Bye-bye.